everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to do my go-to look. It's a more natural look. I love it. It's soft, it's pretty, and it's me. So if you like to see how I got this look, just keep on watching. So today you guys know that I love my Because primer, so that's what I will be using today and forever. Alright, I'm going to dot it all over my face. And you just rub it in. You've heard me say this a million times. This is like liquid silk in a bottle. I love this stuff because of how smooth it makes my skin feel, or soft. But I'm going to be using the Because Prep and Smooth Eye Primer. So I like to rub it together between my fingers and then pat it in here. My ring finger, because when you use your ring finger, it doesn't you don't apply that as much pressure as your other fingers, and your eye area has the most thin skin, so you want to be kind of gentle with it over here. And so for my under eyes, because they're so dark, I like to use the Because Even Tone. But what I do, I like to use this and the Brighten up under my eyes. So I put this, these little hairs come from here, 2 dots, and then also the Brighten up. The Brighten up is so amazing. You can use this, I'm screaming, I'm sorry. You can use this just on its own. And I have used this to put underneath my eyes and set it with some powder, and then walked out the door, just so I don't look so super tired. Okay, next, to color correct red, I always use this Anti-Redness from Because Cosmetics as well. My redness is normally always around my nose, especially right now since I am a little sick. I do have a little bit of a red spot right here, so I'll cover that up too. I like to use my finger. You can use your sponge or a brush. I just like to use my finger. I just feel like it melts everything better and blends it all better. So again, it's with my ring finger, not applying a lot of pressure. You just want to blend this out. I like to put it on my lid too a little bit, just because it's also dark up there. Then we're going to blend out Glam. My go-to base products are Because Cosmetics, and I'll tell you the reason why is because they have done so much for my skin. They help clear it up. It's the only thing that does not break me out, and because of how much it enhances your skin and it makes your skin look like your skin, it's lightweight and you really can't feel it, and it lasts all day long. And I feel like the longer you wear it, the better it looks. It's so weird because that's never happened with me with any other foundation. So anyway, let's keep going. Again, Because Cosmetics, the Hydrating Liquid Foundation. I am a medium Praline, and I just take one little squirt. You could take as many squirts as you want to, depending on the amount of coverage you want. I don't typically use a lot of coverage, so one pump is usually always enough for me. And I just dot this all over my face, like so. Someone asked me, because I posted earlier about how I had to sanitize my brushes for the makeup class that I'm taking. That she's like, if you could choose just one brush, which would it be? And I said, hands down, it's this one. I can apply my eyeshadow with my fingers, but I have to have this brush. I cannot live without it. This is the best makeup brush I've ever used. It's so soft and so dense, and it spreads your foundation like a flippin' dream. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So this foundation is it's a medium coverage, but you can cocktail it with a concealer to make it a full coverage if you want. Alright, now it's concealer time, and Because Cosmetics, go figure, right? Luminous Under Eye Concealer, and I'm in the color Bisque Beige. And so what I do is I take it from like the corner of my eye and I go down to the tip of my nose and go up my cheekbone in like a check mark type fashion. You take your sponge or whatever you want to use, but I like to use a sponge and try not to go past my cheekbone area. This kind of helps lift and highlight here as well. So what I've been using lately for my eyebrows is the Chestnut Charm from Because Cosmetics. It's a precision gel eyeliner, and I've been taking this angled brush. It's also from Because Cosmetics, and what I've been doing is I just draw, can you see? I just draw right here on the tips with this liner. Brush out the brows upwards to try to get them all going one direction. Then I start from like the arch of my brow and just kind of outline it. Using soft, small strokes. Okay, and after I outline it, I just use small little flicks the way my eyebrows are growing and just fill them in. Once I'm done with that, I go and take the spoolie and just brush it through. I like a more natural looking brow, so I try to just blend this as much as I can. And with the precision gel liners, you want to work fast because after 60 seconds they dry down and they're not gonna move it like that. Now that I have my eyebrows on, what I like to do is take some more of that foundation on a small concealer brush. This is what I use. I'll put some of that foundation. I just open it up and then I put some of that foundation right here on the back of my hand. So I'm pretty much just outlining my brow, and I like to use foundation more so than a concealer because I don't like the highlighted line around my eyebrow. I like it to blend in with my skin, so it's just a personal preference of mine. So now that the eyebrows are done, I'm going to take this Pretty Vulgar, got this in BoxyCharm. It's called the Powder Room Matte About It Translucent Setting Powder. This brush right here is a Luxie Precision Foundation brush. This also came in BoxyCharm. And I like to just dip it in there and tap out as much as I can. And then you can see how that concealer built up in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pat that out and then pat this in to lock it all in place. And I'm going to take whatever's left on that brush and do the same at the top of my eye. Next I'm going to use the Because Set and Extend finishing powder. I'm embarrassed to show you guys this, but this is what mine looks like. I really need to order a new one, which I'll probably do today. So then I take this big old fluffy brush. This comes in the brush set from Because Cosmetics as well. This is so soft and just so fluffy. I love using this for my my powder. So I'm just gonna go back and forth with it, tap off any excess, and then dab this into my skin to set the foundation into place. I like to pat versus rub because I feel like if you rub, it disturbs your makeup. My everyday look, I don't contour, but I do bronze, and lately I've been loving using this Because Cosmetics contour kit in this shade right here, and going back with that big fluffy brush, I'm going to swipe it across twice, one on each side. Tap off any excess. So I'm going to start back here by the tip of my ear and then go down and then kind of do circular motions up and just kind of frame my face that way to bring a little bit of warmth and color back to my skin. When I get to my hairline, I blend it in circular motions back to try to get rid of that line right here, because my hair is usually always up. I am a mom, so I can usually always either get my face done or my hair done, and I usually always choose my face. Excuse my background noise. I told you I am a mom. You guys know this already, so this is my life. Next, I'm taking the Apricot Flush from Because Cosmetics. This has been my go-to blush for an everyday look. This is an e.l.f. blush brush, and I just go back and forth with this, tap out any excess in a smile, and put it here at the apples on my cheeks, and then I work my way back in circular motions, and you're just using the bristles, and then go up towards the apples. Go back to your hairline, and then just a little bit up to the temples. My favorite all-time highlighter is this Because Cosmetics Spotlight Highlighter in Champagne Shine. It really needs to be replaced. It's really gets so small, and it's making me so sad. So what I do is I don't go past the tail end of my brow, and right here on the top, on my cheekbone, I just draw a small little line, and you can build this intensity up as much as you want to. I just do a couple of swipes back and forth. You can also highlight. This is good to use in the inner corner, up here, nose. It's good to use everywhere. I love how precise it is, so you can really get it to where you need it to go. I like to take my finger. I feel like it warms the product up a little bit better, and it's easier to move around. I will pat this in, back and forth up to the hairline, and then gradually go up into to my temple. My go-to eyeshadow palette, of course, is a Because Cosmetics one. It is the Supernatural Nude palette, as you can see. I like to take a big fluffy brush like this one to this lighter shade. I always like to put a lighter shade as a base. I feel like the colors blend better. The next color I use is this second to last shade here, and I use this on a fluffy brush. This is my transition shade. Tap off, and I start my transition here, and then I follow the shape of my eye socket. So next, in that same palette with a slightly smaller brush, not as crazy looking, I'm going to go in with this dark brown shade, just tapping it in there, tap it off, and then I use this as my transition and my crease, I'm sorry. I put this on the outer third of my eye as well. With my crease, I just follow the natural shape of my eyeball. When I focus more on the outer third, I always tap it in there. I feel like the color payoff is much better. Next, I take this gold color, and I use my pinky, and I just put it right here. I feel like the shimmers go on much better applied with a finger. And with a clean fluffy brush like this one, this is a Luxie tapered blending brush, and that first shade that we used, I just like to tap it in there just a little bit, starting with the outer edges. I like to just blend until they're all blended together, and then I just kind of work my way down, go back and forth where the shimmer and that darker color on the outer corner meet, and just blend those together a little bit. And my makeup motto is, when you think you have it blended, blend a little bit more. So with a small detailed brush, this one is the Royal and Langnickel detail brush, and I will take this shade right here, which is the one we used for a transition, and I will put this on my lower lash line. I don't like to go past the inner part of my iris right here. Then after that, I'll take that same brush with that darkest shade that I used on the outer corner, and just not go past the outer part of my iris with this color, and just kind of blend those two together. With a smaller fluffy brush, this is a Luxie mini tapered brush, I will just take and just kind of go back and forth with it lightly and blend everything together, and there's no harsh edges. For my waterline is I like to use a neutral or a white, mostly this neutral one from Because Cosmetics. It's Stay Neutral, and I like to put it right here in my waterline because it just opens up the eye and it just does not make me look as much tired. It makes my eyes look bigger. If you could tell the difference between this one and this one, it's truly amazing. I really love this effect. I don't ever really put on a dark liner on my waterline anymore. So next I'm going to use that Chestnut Charm that I used for my eyebrows, and I'm going to put this in my tight line, which is the waterline underneath your lashes at the top. And I like to do this because it makes your lashes look a little bit fuller when you put on your mascara. Next I'm going to use the Styling Liquid Liner from Because Cosmetics. This is a felt tip, and I'm just going to put this as close to my lash line as possible. So my go-to mascara, can you guess it? Because Cosmetics. It's the Max Volume Mascara. I love this because it's one of the only ones that does not irritate my eyes. I can wear it all day. It lengthens and does not clump. Okay, normally I will use a lip liner in the shade Au Naturel from Because Cosmetics, but I cannot find it. So because of time crunching, I don't have time to look for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put on my all-time favorite, that's become my favorite go-to lipstick, is the Try Me Tawny Rose Highshine Lip Gloss. The setting spray. You live in the South, you live in the North, mostly in the South, just anywhere, you need some setting spray. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me while I did my makeup, listening to all my crazy that goes on in the background. And if you want to know where you can get these products, I will list them in the description down below. So remember to follow me on Facebook. I do go live on there sometimes. And Twitter. Not Twitter. I do not have a Twitter account. Don't follow me there. I do have an Instagram where I do post my looks and I list all of the product details on there as well. So have a beautiful day, and remember, be confident, be beautiful, be you. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh my God. Jordan, you have to be careful, son.